Hi, welcome to 151 Garage. I'm Jill.
I'm Sean, and today we're gonna do something that she doesn't know.
Something with these.
Pasties. Put those back. Don't show those. Those are private. Anyways.
Such a kind of channel.
Think of the views. Hi, welcome to 151 Garage. I'm Sean.
I'm Jill.
And today we're actually going to install the rear fender on the the driver's side. I forget which side I'm on. The driver's side. Now, the only difference between this and the other fender, and we've already put that fender on, is the fact that you have the gas door on here, or right now, the lack thereof. Now, it's up to us to cut it out and make sure everything fits. And one of the things I wanted to make sure that before I started cutting into it, it was the right size. Now, here, I'll switch places with you. Now, I'll show you when we're up a little closer. Right here, there is a lip all the way around, which I assumed would be the same size of what it is on the stock fender, since this was kind of a mold off of the stock fender already, that they would put this as well as all the holes. Now, we know the holes will fit because the other side is done perfectly. I mean, it is really good, spot on. This right here, before we started cutting this out, I wanted to make sure it was the right size, like I stated. Now, there are two ways to do it. I'll give you my suggestion last. This right here, what I ended up doing is putting tape over the fender itself, over the original fender, and lining out where that outline is, which works pretty good, but tape kind of flexes when you start putting it together. It gets stuck to each other and it's real hard to work with. This actually does not fit, so I went ahead and went with the second option, which is the option I would go through. Now, this is just yellow poster board. It's, if you have kids, 99-cent poster board will save you a lot of time and a lot of frustration. Now, I cut it down to a little bit bigger, taped it up behind it, and then with my hand I went ahead and pressed up against it to make sure there's no gap between the metal and the paper itself, and lined out. Now, please excuse the 3-year-old version of trimming it, but it worked out because I knew where it was due to the lines, and it does fit
a lot better.
Pretty perfect. I mean, if you trim it out correctly, it will fit perfectly. Right now is the best time to figure this out. Then trim it and find out it needed a little bit more thickness to it, or you trimmed it out too much, because you can't add more fiberglass into it. You can, but it's not as easy as just trimming out a little bit more or taking a file and filing it out. Now, I won't do this on camera. I'll show you what I used. I'll show you, the process of what I did, and filing out to exactly the portion or the proportion I needed. The fender, all the mount holes are actually pretty good. We won't go through that process. Everybody knows from the front one that we drill it out here.
Yeah, it's essentially the same process as drilling out what we did in the front to what we are going to do on the quarter.
Okay. Before I send this out to paint, we will put in all the panels, including the gas door, everything, make sure everything fits, as well as down here. There's some things down here with the clips that you use to put in that little last quarter panel that you have to use before you actually mount it on there. You do have to trim the original piece. It's like a little plastic piece that the little
like
quarter panel,
like a
clips into.
Bracket.
As well as, I think that's it, because this right here we won't mess with, because this is just part of the door. And then this right here just has a piece, the little quarter panel, filler panel here, has a filler piece that goes in. So other than that.
So these pieces here Are they screwed on or?
They're just glued, like double back tape.
Okay.
Like Gorilla Tape and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm just wondering how well that's gonna hold, because I would probably beef it up with something called urethane, which is what we use in the body shop to glue on panels such as, you know, bedside on F-250s.
Well, they've done this before with a couple of other things. I watched what they did, and it's actually pretty good. There's a lot of vehicles, I'm gonna say a lot, but there's a number of vehicles out there that have the same setup, using double back tape. Obviously better than just your Dollar General double-sided tape. I wouldn't trust that, but it is decent tape.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to bring that point up just because, you know, of what I've done.
Because sometime you might want to remove it. I don't want to Durabond it to the door to find out I have to buy a new door, because later on you don't have to buy a new door and the other piece. But anyways, after that, we won't do it this video. We will put in the liners. Now we will do the front and the back. We'll do it in one video. The back is really good. There's only 2 bolts that don't line up, and it's on the inside. And when we get to that point, I'll show you exactly where those bolts are from what I've seen on that side. Front's gonna be a little bit more. That's gonna be pretty. We'll see. Let's just say the front's not all that easy. The back is fairly easy. But we'll go ahead and trim this out. And see how well it fits. Now we will fit it on this outside the car or off the car, and then we will put the whole thing on the car, and then obviously drill all the holes you need to mount it to the car itself. So anyways, okay, see you then. Okay, so first things first, we ended up cutting this out and drilling all the holes. Now the holes are simple. This was a little bit, it wasn't bad. I'll give you a couple hints. What we ended up doing is drilling holes in each corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you obviously have this little corner right here that's cut off. Now what we did is we used these right here just to drill a big hole as close to the edge as possible. Now the way we connected the holes is with this. This right here is just some cheap thing I bought from Amazon. It has not only these little cutter saw blades, it also has this. Now these are files that go in there that instead of you doing this number with the file, it does it automatically with this, just like the saw itself, which I did not actually use that. I just cut it as much as possible, as close as possible. Tri-fitted the other piece. Jill, grab it. And right now, Jill, you want to hold that real quick? Right now, it goes in and fits in there fairly tight. Now, obviously, I do have to trim off the tabs in the back because it actually fits pretty good. Okay. This right here, I'll have to trim off a little bit and make sure that it fits correctly, because the thickness of this is a lot thicker than the metal from whatever panel, you know, the quarter panel. So I have to make sure that everything fits. Everything fits good. I just have to trim this out just a little bit. So, as of right now, fits very well, actually. Body lines match up. This right here matches up real well. Obviously, this right here sticks out a little bit because this is a wider area here as well as right here.
Yeah,
that's why you have this.
When you put it sideways, you can see it bows out a little.
So,
and that carries over into the door.
Still works. If you guys try this, get this tool right here. This worked absolutely wonderful for cutting that panel out. Also, these right here, you have to cut a square notch in here. Now you can do it with a file, or you can cut a hole on one side, or sorry, drill a hole on one side, drill a hole in the other, and then connect it with the saw all the way around and cut out the corners. It fits perfectly. The other one, I ended up doing a file. It took me forever. With the saw, it didn't take me that long at all.
And now you don't want to forget these little doodads right here, these little holes, because you'll need them for the weather strip here.
Yeah, so what these are is a little weather strip right there.
So it goes like that.
There's little pins that go in there.
So yeah, don't forget to drill those out.
Yeah.
Just because they're kind of like out of sight, out of mind type of thing.
So to go through the holes you need to drill, there's one under here. I haven't lifted this up yet. There's one here, one here. There's two holes under here. So you have 1 and 2, then the 2 holes that are right here. This right here is where you really have to look into, because you have 2 holes here that mount this, this to the 2 studs or the 2 fixtures in here. You have a hole here and a hole here for the bolts that go through these 2 portions. Then you have these 2 with the alignment pins, and then the square, which is for this. So that's going to go just like that, obviously, when I bolt everything together.
No, this is for that little bumper filler piece that he's talking about, which is over there.
And the one thing with this is I actually have to cut the end of this off, because I will not use this portion of it. This is basically the portion that you use for the inner liner, which our inner liner doesn't use this. And the other piece, this right here, just kind of glues to the back of the back of the panel. So we won't utilize this. We'll actually cut this off right here, including this notch right here. So it'll work out.
And then you have these holes underneath, obviously, to cut.
Oh yeah,
or to drill
yeah,
out
fender liner. So if you have a fender liner, if you get the fender liner, you'll have to drill these out. If you don't have to. We have the fender liner, so we opted to obviously drill them out, because we have to mount them somewhere.
I would recommend a fender liner, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you don't want stuff under here getting damaged, your fuel line, your brake line, stuff like that.
Well, that, and there's like components and things underneath the fronts and stuff like that. So just save yourself a lot of problems and just get the fender liners.
Yep. So I am going to go take a shower, because I just cut and drilled a whole bunch of
Fiberglass.
So that's going to make me itchy. And we'll cut that other piece and we'll be right back. So, okay, bye. Okay, now that we're back, the one thing I wanted to state is we had already put the 3 bolts in the top. Now you do have to lift this up just a little bit to get this one in. It's unbolted from the inside. I just unbolt one side at a time, depending on what side I'm putting the fender on. That way I don't have to worry about anything coming out of misalignment or the whole thing coming up and scratching something else. But there's plenty of clearance back here where it's not scratching it, as long as you don't try to pry it up too much. Got all 3 dogs out here, don't ask. Now we are going to go through and put all the bolts in, but we're going to put them in loosely. That way we can kind of move the fender and make sure we get the gap we want right here. Now I'll go ahead and put the dogs in, because they're going to get in my way. Come on, guys. Get in. Okay.
Tita will open it.
Okay. So the bolts are right behind you. You want to put them in?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, we have the 2 right here. You have to push them forward just a little bit. You wanted 2 Dobermans. The holes are actually down here, but the fender I need to pull down and forward to get it to line up. Actually. Now the last thing we want to do is put in this piece. So this is the piece I was talking about before. As you can tell, put it against the white background. This is the way it was. Now this piece we didn't need anymore, so I just trimmed it right along here, as well as all the excess of this piece sticking out here and the little tabs sticking out at the bottom right here. Now it'll fit in there. Because you don't need this, this will get in the way of the fender piece that you have that is going in here, and also the fender liner. It actually gets in the way of the fender liner. As far as this, it goes in just the way it came out. These do. But now that we got this kind of set up,
I gotta tighten them down.
Tighten this down just a little bit, as well as this one. Leave it so you can still move it, but that way when we close the door, we can kind of push it forward and then tighten up these right here is what we'll do. And then go ahead and close the door. It's not too bad. Obviously when you go to push it in the rest of the way, it'll suck that panel in a little bit. You like the gap right there? Mm-hmm. This, now where'd that wrench go? Go ahead and tighten this one down. Right now I am pushing in this back portion right here because I want to make sure that that gets tight pretty well. Yeah, once you start hearing a little bit of pops and stuff, stop. Don't keep, because you can crank that bolt all the way through the fiberglass if you want. That's what I was saying. Once it starts getting tight and you start hearing a little bit of pops, stop. Don't go any further than that. Or else you're going to be buying me a new panel. It's good. Now the weird thing is, this actually sticks in so much.
Yeah, the gap on here is fine. I'm happy with that.
Look at this. Watch out. That's gonna be, unless I can adjust this. Oh, I can adjust this a little bit to go in. So we'll have to adjust the back side of this. This side's the same way.
Gap is right there.
Huh?
You can't really see it on camera, but this is lower than this.
Yeah, it's got a gap right here at the bottom.
Same thing.
We'll get everything.
Filler piece here.
Yeah,
too.
and we'll worry about that stuff when we get to it. Actually, I can kind of mess around with something on the inside of here. We'll figure it out. So we'll pull this out because we don't really need it in there right now. I want to tighten down those two right there. Did you just hit my lens? Ah! Oh, just wait till you have to work on your car. I'll remember that. Go in the garage married, leave single.
Whatever.
You got them tight?
Yes, I got them tight. And hey, look, your lens is still in one piece.
Yeah. Good, you can tighten up these now. Now that we have it, we can actually tighten these up and then we'll be done. No, this isn't slow motion. This is how fast she uses her ratchet.
That's because I'm just messing with you.
So that right there we'll have to fix, and we'll probably do that at a later video. Same with this. We got to see what's up with this one, but we'll end up getting the rest of this panel in, and we'll show you that at a later date. Jeez. Anyways, what we will do off camera is we will do all the body lines to make sure everything's straight. Obviously the front fender we need to push in, which means we'll have to push in the front door, which means we'll have to push in the back door, which means we'll have to, that should be good, but that right there I'll have to figure out. Now what I can do is right here, there used to be a piece that went to this right here, to the metal fender. I could push that out right there and it would line up exactly the way it needs to. Or push everything in. I might try to figure out how I can put something in there, because this right here is the bracket it goes to actually push this out just a little bit. Right there?
Yeah.
So if I push this out just a little bit, it actually would be perfect. But we'll look at that later. And tell you what we guys did. Now this right here I actually like. Obviously we don't have the other piece for here or the piece for the back. We don't have that piece in there. I need a longer bolt to go in there, but other than that it just pops right in the same way. It's the same panel. It's not that one. That one goes on that side. It is oh, it is. Yeah, so like that right there. So it goes just like that. Clips on the other side right here, and then this piece right here.
See, left hand.
Grabs onto these right here, so it actually
so that
goes
here. These tabs here, grab here.
Yeah, it goes like that.
It goes like this.
Yep. So that's an easy way, same way it came out. I need to get a longer bolt, because this right here is a little bit longer. I need to get a longer bolt that'll fit in there. So this was actually easier than I thought. I thought the back where the fuel door is would be a bigger pain in the butt. It really isn't. It's not that bad. I mean, it was actually fairly simple.
The housing just seemed to pop out really quick with nothing too special.
Now, the one thing I do have to say is, if you do not have this and you are going to try this, get the saw. Obviously, I love those. Those help with being able to drill out these for whatever size you need. You don't have to switch out drill bits. You can just do the step drills, and I'll link these down below. This right here, even though I didn't use it completely, I didn't use the files, it was there just in case. Absolutely, probably one of the best things I've bought for doing any kind of body work or trimming of the little pieces right there, or the panel, or even these little pieces. Pretty nice. But hope you like this. Hope you find it helpful. Again, we are going to go through the process of doing all the alignment. Right after that, we will show you the videos for doing the fenders, sorry, the fender liners. So we are going to do the rear and the front on the same video. Yeah, we'll do that.
If we can do it probably on the driver's side, since we already have the passenger side done.
Yeah. As well as after everything's installed, including the grill and everything like that, the lower portion of the grill, the little filler panel underneath, we will show you everything we see that we need to fix before we send it to the body shop. Obviously stuff like this right here, where it's touching, we need to trim this out a little bit. This right here, we need to trim this out, or we can pull the whole thing out. We have to figure out that part, as well as some minor pieces. Like right here, we have to sand because it's uneven, as well as the front fender up there, we have to do the same thing, right where the body line is. But all in all, I like the kit. I can't wait to get it painted and get it out there. So sorry it's taken so long. Work, life,
COVID,
hurricanes, everything seems to be coming up right now.
Now we got holidays.
Yeah, now we got holidays coming up next month.
Make sure you check out our Amazon affiliate link for gift ideas.
Yeah. Oh, we will be doing a video later on, probably in a week or two, of all the toys we seem to accumulate. Tons of models. I can just see them all now sitting on top. Everything Bronco. If you like Bronco toys, or want to do like Matchboxes or Hot Wheels, or you know, snap together models, we'll do a video on that. They're actually pretty cool. We found some the other day that I never knew existed.
And of course, we'll link all that below as well.
Yeah.
Before we end the video, two things. I'd say 10% off your purchase at bucksyourbronco.com. Use the code 151, number 1, the word 5, and the number 1. And the same code for 5% off for your purchase at Screen Protect. And if you're a veteran or a retired veteran or active service duty, make sure you contact the Screen Protect, and that's going to be down in the link below as well for additional savings.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hope this helps you guys, and hopefully we'll have this done by Christmas.
It'll be done by Christmas.
It'll be done by
It may not be done by Halloween, but it'll be definitely done by Christmas.
We'll have the body kit completed by Halloween. Front grille and everything installed, and kind of go take it for a test drive. Obviously with the goofy white fenders, but we'll at least have it on. Okay. Hope to see you next video. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Bye.
Bye.
There you go. Hi, welcome to 151 Garage. I'm Sean. What? Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sean. That's Jill. And today we're gonna do that shit. Anyways.